I don't know, girl. It's just a ponytail kind of day, alright? And I'm wearing my own merch. Who am I, Gabby Hanna? God, I wish I could sleep. Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you've never been here before, I'm Fat Sajak, and I don't want to hear that I'm acting different. Sorry, I'm gonna save those for my inevitable next Gabby Hanna video. Today, we're gonna talk about Mikayla Nogueira because, well, I can't think of one good goddamn reason other than there's some stuff to talk about, I guess. Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. But by now, sorry, I'm done. So today we're gonna talk about Mikayla with some very, very lukewarm tea. But a bunch of you have asked me if I was gonna talk about it. And I said, yes, I'm gonna talk about it. Do I look like someone who isn't gonna talk about it? You can tell when I don't even think out my videos a little bit. It translates. It translates. Oh, it translates. So, if you're into these brain leaks of mine, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We're almost to 43K. Again, I'm not a big numbers guy, but, well, my OCD is. Maybe 50K by the end of the year. Who knows? My channel is the definition of slow growth. If I had $1 for every comment that said, why don't you get more views? I'd have a lot of dollars. Probably more than I make on my AdSense. I also have a Patreon where we watch a lot of nostalgia content, such as Teen Mom, Teen Mom 2, Spice World, and a bunch of other random nonsense. I just put up an I Love the 90s video yesterday, so I mean, the possibilities are endless. All those things are available, as well as links down below to help out the people on the ground in Minnesota, because even though you may have stopped hearing about them, they still need our help. So let's, if you feel helpless during these incredibly trying, devastating, horrible, horrific, and terrifying times, those links are ways that you can help out and do something good for your fellow man and feel good about yourself too, because if we've learned anything from Mikayla Nogueira, being selfish is half the battle. Let's talk about the topic at hand, shall we? I also didn't bother to fix any of that up, so everything's a mess today, including me. But that's why you keep coming back here, because I'm a walking nightmare. If you don't know who Mikayla Nogueira is, well, you're probably better off, but I'm going to inform you anyway. Mikayla is probably the biggest beauty influencer on TikTok. She has amassed millions of followers with what started out as her likable personality, relatable face, and obnoxious, seemingly put on Boston accent. And then she had an undisclosed brand deal with L'Oreal. Basically, she got busted using Ardell Wispies and trying to pass them off as the work of the mascara. Never addressed it, moved on. She's had several scandals between then and now. She's had continuous beef with Jeffree Star. She seemed to develop a rather contentious relationship with her own audience through the month of November and December, when she chose to suggest that she would pay for a bunch of people's groceries for Thanksgiving because things are, you know, expensive and hard and we're all poor. And there were no documented instances of people receiving that money. This also came on the heels of her blacking out and spending like $200,000 on really ugly designer things, and sort of opened up a conversation about how far removed from reality that these influencers actually are. It started a conversation about her and about Jaclyn Hill, who clearly was very confused why her audience didn't want to watch rich people do rich people things. In December, Mikayla came under fire for bringing up on her own and stating that she was going to do an angel tree, which is basically a tree that's typically in Walmart, sponsored by the Salvation Army, where they have, you know, children's names and the elderly's names, basically families that are in need, and the things that they want for Christmas. And you can take that name off the tree and you can go buy those things and then some, and then ship it off, and they go directly to those families and to those kids, which is a really nice thing to do, even though the Salvation Army is the people who ring the bell and shake the bigot bucket, but it seemed like Mikayla was like putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, and she was being badgered by her audience like, hey, where's the angel tree video? You have no problem filming all these things that cost a shit ton of money that you don't need, or, you know, huge luxury hauls. And she was very pressed about people asking her about doing the angel tree. She never ended up doing one, or at least never ended up filming one. I think personally that's really shitty. Not because I think all influencers who, when they do good things, they should document them. I think it's a double-edged sword, right? Like, and we've had this conversation before because I did cover this drama, so you can just go to this video if you want my greater thoughts on it. But I think it's a double-edged sword because, no, you don't want to come off performative. Like, watch me feed this poor family. Like, it feels very disingenuous and it feels kind of gross and exploitative. But then on the other hand, it's also, there was a big surge thanks to creators like Serena Neal and even, I hate to say it, but James Charles, who made videos doing angel trees and probably inspired a lot of other people to do angel trees with what they can. And they inspired other influencers to do angel trees, which is fantastic. Like, that's a good thing. And whether it's filmed or not, whether there was kickback for them a little bit or not, I think we can all agree that doing something good for people is good. Especially if you bring it up yourself, like unprompted. Mikayla was like, I really want to do an angel tree. Everybody was like, okay girl, where's that angel tree at? Like, where's the angel tree? Like, where is it? And then she'd get really hostile and defensive and she never put it up. We'll never know if she actually did one or not. And, you know, certainly we don't have it documented, but, you know, it doesn't really look too good. I feel like she probably could have done one angel tree, filmed it, and then if she wanted to do a bunch more, like behind the scenes and like whatever else, she could have done that.
I will say what she did do was donate, I want to say it was like $25,000 to the Salvation Army instead. And while that does sound like really great and really wonderful, that $25,000 doesn't go to those children or those families. It gets dispersed throughout the organization, which again, as I said, already has some problematic stuff going on. So, yeah. So while that is a generous donation, it's not exactly the same, if you get my drift.
It's also like a no-win situation for someone like her because she has so much money and she spends it so much. So like, I do feel like no matter how much she gave to an angel tree, it still would have been like, oh, that's all you gave? Like, you spent $200,000 on yourself and you only did that much? You know what I mean? So I can get where like the feeling of overwhelm at that is great, but like not greater than your need to give back. You're a very wealthy person. So that's who Mikayla is. She's just buried in scandals. But one of the plot points in the, we'll call it the story of her life, basically what she shares on TikTok, has been her relationship with her husband Cody, who like seems like a nice enough guy. Her wedding had like, she says it wasn't sponsored, but like it had like an elf booth. She did an elf lip kit for her wedding. Like there was a lot, there was a lot going on there that felt like, I don't know. I feel like the FTC really needs to pay closer attention. But her whole relationship with Cody, to me, and this is just my opinion, okay, obviously just take this for whatever it's worth. I'm not like a, are we getting clouds now? I'm not like a huge Mikayla Nogueira nut. I don't follow her around. I don't see her every move. Every time I've ever seen them together, it just didn't look right. Like, do you ever look at a couple and you're like, I don't see it. I just feel like there's something about their relationship that just, it's like they're both here and then there's like something there in between. And I don't know what that thing is necessarily, but it doesn't look like love. She shared with her audience that Cody had gone to rehab after posting several like very ominous and basically whatever the TikTok equivalent is to like a 2002 away message on AIM. You know, there's the asterisks and the squiggles and, you know, probably some Evanescence lyrics or some shit. It was very cryptic. It was very, I'm crying, I'm upset, something's wrong, I'm binge eating McDonald's in bed. She came out with the fact that Cody had gone to rehab, which, listen, I don't feel like it's my place or anybody's place really, to comment exclusively on Cody's sobriety, because that's got nothing to do with us. Cody is not necessarily a public figure, though Mikayla has made him an ancillary role in the movie of her life. But obviously, nobody's sobriety, it should be put on it shouldn't be put at the forefront unless the person whose sobriety it is the one putting it there. Does that make sense? Was that a sentence? It might have been. Cody basically came home from rehab, and then the story was that they moved into a new house because, of course, when your husband comes home from rehab, it's time to buy a new multi-million-dollar home. So they moved into this home that clearly had very little security because there were a lot of tales of neighbor kids and strangers just stopping by her home a lot, which I found to be really fucking weird. If you are a very public figure and your audience is especially very young, I'd get a fence at least. A gate. Guard dogs. Pugs can't even breathe right. Like, they're not gonna get a chihuahua. That's the best guard dog of all time. Anyway, that said, this backstory is kind of necessary, so stay with me. So the other day, Mikayla posted a video that you've probably seen by now, because who hasn't? But if you haven't, if you aren't keeping up, I've got it for you here, and we're gonna watch it together. So let's do that.
I want to stat this video by saying I appreciate you and I love you, and you're gonna want to sit down for this video.
Everybody sitting? Are you sitting? All right. Give it to me straight.
I am getting a divorce. Take a minute. Take it in.
I'm going to go ahead and absorb it into my veins. This has really rocked my world. This is such a weird, truthfully though, this is such a weird way to start this video. Girl. Are you expecting tears? Like, the audience is supposed to be that upset, that shook over your marriage? Our marriages aren't ending. I don't need to sit down or take it in. I'm good. But, I'm gonna let you finish.
I am getting a divorce. Cody and I love each other so much. We love each other so much.
So much that you gave him the accent in the divorce? You guys have 50-50 custody over the accent, or? Because it was coming in hot when we started the video, and it seems to have taken a backseat. Also, the choice to do this in like in front of a window at like golden hour. God, like, I don't mean to make light of somebody's like announcement of divorce, but like, in the first 25 seconds, we're already expected to be, like, shedding tears and marveling at this lighting. I mean, it's great lighting. Her eyes look incredible. That hair looks plastic, but shiny. I mean, okay.
We would do literally anything for each other.
Except to work on your marriage? I'm just kidding. I understand sometimes it just doesn't work like that.
I want you to know that. I'm not going to be sharing any details whatsoever as to why Cody and I have made this decision. The main reason I am doing that is because I want to protect Cody.
Okay, now color me able to think, but this makes it sound like either A, we're protecting him, and I'm not saying this to get speculative. I'm telling you this is what this statement says to me, okay? This is what I'm garnering from this video. That to me sounds like either an issue about Cody's sobriety or Cody's infidelity of some kind. Perhaps Cody's taking a different path in life. Either way, the choice of words to say protect Cody feels very purposeful.
Cody deserves that. We both want to heal. Cody deserves to be happy. Cody deserves to be happy.
Take a shot every time she says Cody. Don't. You will have died already.
So do I. This is an extremely shitty thing. No one gets married to get a divorce.
That's fair. That's fair. Some people get married and wait for the old guy to die so they can have all his money. But truly, I don't think anyone gets married to get divorced.
Absolutely no one. But what I can tell you is that this is very amicable. We talk every day. He comes over for dinner. He sees the dogs. Cody and I were together for 5 years, married for 2. And they are some of the best memories of my life.
So, okay. I want to say the thing I want to say, but I don't want to say the thing I want to say. If you love each other so much and you're the best of friends and, you know, this is the hardest thing and you're both feeling this way and he's coming to see the dogs and he's coming for dinner every night, that doesn't exactly scream irreconcilable differences. Why wouldn't you just work on your marriage if there was no other outside factor? That's my thing. I don't know.
Memories that I will cherish forever. And I do not regret a single thing, nor does Cody. I know there is going to be so much speculation as to why Cody and I are getting a divorce.
Okay, so you could easily end that speculation. He's not the public figure here, she is. But like, if you wanted to curb that speculation, why are we making this big announcement? Because I feel like if this was just, we're getting a divorce, it would be as easy as saying like, it's just not working out. You know, we realize we're better friends than we are as, you know, life partners. I feel like it would have been a quick and easy, kind of thing that you could just say that and it would still be a genuine thing. You would still be telling the truth, but wouldn't leave the audience with like it just wouldn't leave the audience with as much room to speculate, I guess.
But I want to guarantee you that no amount of speculation, no one claiming they know why we're getting a divorce, no video from a T page or a drama channel knows why Cody and I made this decision.
Nor would we claim to. I'm not even comfortable speculating. It's not my business. I mean, everything's my business because I'm a commentary channel, but that's not my business.
The only people that know why Cody and I made this decision is Cody and I.
Be Cody and me, actually.
I just want to make that very, very clear. And one thing I want to ask is Cody and I are in this together. And I see a lot of times when people get a divorce or separate, people try to pit people against each other, pick sides.
Girl, Cody, first of all, is not a public figure. Second of all, I don't think anyone was actually that invested in your marriage. Maybe I'm wrong. If you're a hardcore Mikayla stan, I don't know what you're doing here, but sound off. Is this like that big of a fucking deal to you? I don't think hearts are breaking across America for this.
I'm asking you not to do that. Cody and I are in this together. Please don't pull us apart.
Okay, I won't pull you apart on account of the fact that I'm employed and I have much better things to do with my time.
Second thing I'm going to ask is Cody and I have been very open about his struggles with addiction. And I'm going to ask you if you can please leave that out of the conversation. They are two separate things.
Okay. Happy to leave that out of the conversation. Because his sobriety really is nobody else's business. What is our business are the things that you, Mikayla, have brought forth to every other conversation. While I agree that Cody's sobriety, his journey in sobriety, is nobody's business. And I don't think it should be the constant and it shouldn't have been the constant, well, is it Cody again? Is he back in rehab? That kind of thing in her comment section. I think that's completely inappropriate, and I think that shows the age and maturity of a lot of her audience, I think. But the only person who made that information public knowledge was Mikayla Nogueira. We didn't have to know about Cody's struggle with sobriety unless he wanted to sit down and talk about his struggle with sobriety. You know, the thing is she's, it's all well and good to talk about these things for her and then bring them up, and is I don't know, it feels very, her talking about his time in rehab always felt really icky to me, especially because it was followed up by lots of her having a Christmas party and they had tons of booze. They had a bartender And it's like they have substances around him all the time. And it's like, I understand that not every sobriety journey is the same. Like some people can get sober and exist around the substance that drove them to rehab, right? Like there are just people who can do that. But it feels very yucky to me to have had her talk so seriously about, you know, oh, Cody's in rehab, he's coming home from rehab, he has, you know, his sobriety journey, blah, blah, blah. Let's talk about it, let's not talk about it. Let's, you know, let's bring it up. Let's make sure nobody brings it up. And then, you know, I'm going to film this video where, you know, Cody's in the house and there's, you know, I have a bartender for my party and, you know, we're out drinking and I'm, you know, whatever. It's just like, it feels very like, and then should be snide about it when people would bring it up. You know, they'd say, what the fuck? Well, how are you having all of these substances around Cody while he's in recovery? Like that feels very gross as a partner. Like that doesn't feel supportive, that feels selfish. So yeah, I agree. Even if it was the root of their divorce, Cody's sobriety does not need to be the topic of conversation. And I think commentary and tea channels and drama channels and whatever, yes, I think we all should be respectful of that. But I think Mikayla also needed to be a little more respectful of that. And that's just my opinion.
It is had enough as it is to be an addict and to struggle to stay sober. What happens now? Well, the reason I'm pretty put together in this video is because we made this decision last year.
Oh, so when you were crying in bed eating McDonald's, it was less about Cody going to rehab and more about y'all getting divorced? Is that what I'm garnering from this? Because it did seem kind of weird to me that he came home from rehab and y'all immediately moved. And he was rarely in your videos anymore. I mean, I know the speculation of divorce has been there for like a hot minute, but like the pieces do kind of come together.
And I've spent the last few months processing this, a lot of crying, a lot of talking to family, friends, therapy, everything you can think of to get to a place where I can make this video. Now I heal. I just want you to know that I appreciate the support that you have shown Cody and I over the last 5 years. You guys rooted for my relationship and my marriage so hard.
Yeah, it was practically a part-time job for me. This is actually going to be kind of nice. I can repair my relationships and see my kids again. It's going to be nice to actually have time for myself.
And I appreciate it so much. Cody and I are both terrified. We're entering a completely new chapter of our lives, an unexpected chapter, and we're embracing it. And even if it's terrifying, it's exciting too.
You know what's exciting? How much I fucking hate those nails. I don't know why they bother me on her. I think it's because she keeps doing this. I think it's her gesticulation with the nails.
Listen, sometimes life has different plans for you. And Cody and I have both accepted that. So what happens now is nothing. I have been going through this with Cody for the past few months. Shit's tough. There's a lot of crying. There's a lot of emotions. But I'm still going to show up every day.
Wow, you're so brave. I'm still going to show up every day and make millions. I'm sorry. Like, I hate when I find this kind of thing funny because I feel like I'm being a
sociopath.
When you see repeated patterns of these kinds of creators, same thing with like Gabby Hanna and all of them, who like cry when it's convenient or like have these like come to Jesus, for lack of a better term, meetings with us about hard things in their lives. And it's just like, girl, what are you hawking? You got something coming down the pipeline? Because like this is the pattern. Sad, hard thing, cry about it on camera, time to promote the new thing. Like it's a cycle, and it's hard to mentally break away from that, even if I feel for the person for the thing that they're going through. Does that make sense?
And I'm still going to do my cute little Valentine's Day videos I do every year, and nothing really changing on the work side. I'm still going to be creating my beauty content and my makeup content.
Well, that's very exciting. That giant ass house is probably going to feel pretty echoey, huh?
But I just want you to know I'm still here. Anyways, hopefully I've said everything I wanted to say, and I appreciate the support. And again, please don't tear Cody and I apart, because that's not what we want. Love you.
Okay. Anyway, so they're getting divorced, but also this happened.
I have an embarrassing confession.
Oh yeah? What's that?
And if you're my grandma or my mom, and I know you watch my videos, if you could just scroll on this one, that would be great.
I wish, for one moment only, that I was your grandmother or your mom.
I have never been eaten out.
There's so many things to say. First and foremost, I want to go back to the time where we knew way less about each other. Second of all, I cannot fathom getting on Al Gore's internet and saying this out loud to 17 million people. Okay, carry on.
I know. When I first told my friends this, their jaws dropped. I'm gonna tell you why. I am so terrified that I'm gonna taste like shit. I'm just being honest.
I don't know if it's worse. If this is just something she's saying to promote this Kardashian product amidst her new single life, or if this is true and how her actual concern. And I don't know which one is worse. I don't know which one would be worse. I have so much to say and no words are available at this time.
But in the new year, I'm all about trying new things, okay? And when I saw Let Me Purr was viral, this is a vaginal probiotic gummy.
I gotta be honest, I'm not going to be taking a vaginal probiotic from a Kardashian. It's a really nice jean jacket you have there.
I was like, you know what? Let's try it. So for the last month, I have been taking these in preparation to have my life changed.
I'm so glad she said to have my life changed. Thought she was going to say to have something else, but this is embarrassing, and it's not even me.
Tastes really good. Support the health and freshness of the down there. I always heard growing up that pineapple literally does help down there. So the fact that these are a pineapple gummy that you can take every day, I was sold.
Why don't you just eat some fucking pineapple?
Someone who's been terrified to do that, this is giving me a little more confidence. So thank you, Let Me Purr. I appreciate you, and I'll let you know how it goes.
I don't fucking want to know how it goes. I don't need to know anything else. I don't need to know anything else. The only thing I am for sure about is that Mikayla Nogueira will do literally anything for money. Listen, there is no shame or there shouldn't be stigma around talking about your sexual health if you want to, your sexual experiences if you want to, you know, things that you have or have not done if you want to, as long as it's consensual and you're in a room full of other fucking adults, do whatever the hell you gotta do. But like, you know what? Sometimes I don't need to say anything. Sometimes it just speaks for itself. Good luck on your quest to sit on someone's face, Mikayla. I wish you the best. I don't know what I'm doing here anymore. I gotta go. I know there was a whole video about Mikayla like realizing life was more than just money, and I don't buy that either, but I can't possibly watch that. I need to go exfoliate my brain. You guys, I mean, subscribe if it's, just subscribe. Bye.
Come with me to get eaten out.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.